Well, I've done enough talking, at least for now. Of course, I've been told that many times anyway. But I'd like you to meet some of my students and get their reaction to humanities so you can get a feel of what they're doing and how they feel about humanities. Kimberly?
Well, I love you, Dr. Johnson. You're a great teacher.
Yes.
And what I really love about humanities, it allowed me to embrace my talents, to be not only for myself, but to help other students as well. So caring about others other than myself, that's something that humanities gave me also.
You know, it's one thing to have the talent. It's another thing to experience it. And one of the things you want to do is you want to understand, why am I here? What is my purpose? And I believe that all of us have very specific and divine purposes for which we're created and put together. So you ask yourself, what can I do? Now, when I first saw you, and I might have been wrong, but when I first saw you, you didn't seem so bubbly. And I think one of the problems is you have to get to know your class, you have to get to know your teacher, you have to feel like you know where you're going. But now I see in you such talents of diamonds and jewels. I mean, you've got gifts that can change the world, and you're getting to know that, and that's very important to me, that you get to know it. Terrence, what do you think about humanities? And you better watch your language.
Of course, Dr. Johnson is a good teacher, and I mean, like the aspect of the music side of the humanities, because you can't apply some of that to life, you know, as far as the duration, beats. Like I can apply certain things that I learned from the book and put towards life. So I like the music side of humanities.
And I like hearing what Terrence has to suggest. Oh, well, enough of that. Chris, talk to us about humanities. What's your favorite part of humanities?
My favorite part of humanities is music as well, because no matter what you're going through, you can put it in lyrics, or you can use a form of literature and put it through poetry. I think also humanity, what humanity means to me, is not just exploring your talents, but also caring and being there for others as well.
Very good. Excellent. How about you, Nancy? Talk to the camera. Oh, you do? What, do you have a favorite aspect of humanities?
I like it all, and the nature part. I like studying about the clouds and nature, and realizing that a lot of our art from the artists, that humanity plays a big part of it.
One of the things that humanities has given us that some of us have talent to do is read the poetry, which is a way to describe things in a different light. And I've written some poetry. I call this poem Pippic. I have a little belly that has a little button. And what is the use of that belly? Well, I say nothing. But one thing about that belly makes me very chipper. I'm glad it's a belly button and not a belly zipper. You see, depth and feeling, that's very important to humanities. It's important to be able to describe something that you really cherish and to be able to elaborate on it. You know what I mean, Daniel? You do not. What do you like about humanities, Daniel?
Basically, like what Terrence and Chris said, his music. I love music too.
Well, you guys like music so much, we should come up with a song. Here's one. Hangman, slack your rope. Hangman. By the way, another thing in humanities is magic. Magic is always good. Watch this. Joy, talk to us.
What I like about humanities is poetry, writing, and music, because I write music, I write poetry. Whenever I'm upset or something like that, I would rather write than to do anything else. It helps me get my anger out. If I'm happy, whatever I am, I write it down.
You know, it takes a lot of talent to be able to write music. That's very, very good. That's excellent. Another thing, too, is when you do these kind of things, whether it be painting or writing poems or writing stories or politics, whatever it is that you decide to do, it takes different parts of the brain and puts them to work. That's why you can't do anything, Terrence, because you don't have any... Oh, never mind. Talk to us. What do you like about humanities?
Wow, I like the art, and the art that we've already talked about or went over with one of the artists was Frida, and it just kind of made me think about me and a lot of stuff that she went through, but she was still able to use her talent. Like you say, you know, you write and it helps you to express yourself and everything, and you know, writing and drawing and all that. I enjoy the art part because it's so much you can see in a painting or, you know, or in a movie or something like that. So
One of the best things in studying the artist, it's good to go to the museum and see their painting, which by itself is magnificent. But one of the best things in studying the artist is realizing how much they're like you. It's just like Van Gogh, who himself hardly sold any paintings during his lifetime, but made etches and sketches and all kinds of impressionistic paintings. In fact, Van Gogh was practically responsible for making the impressionistic movement work. At the same time, depressed as could be, epileptic, drunk. He had all kinds of problems personally. We identify with those problems. We understand, too, that our artists are not untouched, like we aren't. And interestingly enough, when we study Frida and Michelangelo, we find that the personalities are very similar in that they're easily depressed, they're easily emotional, they get very angry. I do the same thing. I came home one day and my house was busted and I'd lost my job and nobody would go out with me. I couldn't find any clean clothes, and I said to the Lord, "Why are you doing this to me?" And the Lord said, "I don't know, there's just something about you." I'm just kidding. Just a joke, just a joke.